Hello everyone, it's time to get the show started up. Wait a second, why is the floor all wet?
Good question, boss. Maybe we have a plumbing problem.
Well, I suppose we should find out what's going on.
You got it, boss. I'll get to the bottom of this ASAP.
Okay, I suppose we should get going with the show. Let's cue Rich in 3, 2, 1.
Hello everyone, I'm so glad that you're joining me today for the episode. We're gonna have a great time together. This week, our Bible story is about a young lady named Esther and the amazing story she experienced that's told in the Bible. Of course, we'll also check in on Dusty and Feather, Bob and Enzo, Naz and Roz, and the whole gang. And of course, game show, What's It, and all those other fun things that we get to do every time we get together. Are you ready to get in the zone? Let's go!
My name is Tirza. I'm a pot queen, not sure Kiva. It's the old problem people use. Do you wish?
Alrighty, thank you so much, Tirza, for that very nice welcome. Very cool to see you there right in front of a Kiva. I've been down inside one of those before. Very cool. Thank you so much for sending that. And of course, we probably should see where that is on the map. Let's go to the map. Awesome! Thank you so much again, Map, and thank you, Tirza. And of course, if you have a welcome video that you would like to send us, we need one because we want one for every single episode. So get your cameras out and then go to our website and fill out the form and send it in so that we can get your welcome videos from anywhere in the world. Cool. So my name is Rich Aguilera. Welcome to the show. I'm so excited that you're joining me today. And of course, we have a title for today's episode, which is An Unusual Competition. Whoa, what's going on here? That sounds kind of interesting. What could it be? We'll find out in just a few moments when we get to our Bible story time. But first of all, we like to start off with a little brain exercise, a brain teaser. It's a way to sharpen and stretch out our little brains before we get started. And of course, the cool thing is you guys are the ones sending them in, and I just love that. So the one that I have for you today comes to me from Luke here in the United States, and he says, what is gray but sometimes white? What is there but sometimes not? Okay, wow, that's a hard one. What is gray but sometimes white? What is there but sometimes not? Thank you, Luke. And of course, remember, if you have one too that you'd like to send in, please go to the website, kidsbiblezone.com, and fill out the form there so you can send in your brain teasers so that we can use here on the show. Awesome. All right, well, let's get going here because next up is our Hidden Animal Challenge. Oh, I just love doing this every time we get together because I am about to show you a photograph of a scene in nature. And somewhere in this picture, there is an animal, a creature, hidden in plain sight. It's camouflaging, it's blending. Your job, of course, is to see if you can find it. And I'm only going to give you about 10 seconds. Can you do it? I believe in you. All right, here we go. Check out the picture. Okay. I am looking. Where could it be? I'll give you guys another few moments. See if you found it. Were you able to spot it? All right, time to reveal the answer. It was a snake. Haha, yep, right there. Ooh, cool. Awesome, were you able to spot it? Oh, sometimes they're kind of easy, sometimes they're kind of hard. All right, well, let's get going. It's Bible story time, and of course, we always start off by checking out the KBZ News.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to KBZ News. My name is Amaria, and in the breaking news today, we are getting reports of a Bible story unfolding at this time. KBZ News has sent a reporter into the field to report about this developing Bible story. Zebedee, can you tell us where you are right now?
Hello, Amaria. Today we are reporting from here in Persia, just outside the palace gates.
I see. That's very interesting. But why are you there? What is happening?
Well, Amaria, we recently heard a bit of news coming out from the King Xerxes' palace here, so we have come to investigate.
Fascinating. What news have you heard?
The details are still a little sketchy, Amaria, but reports are saying that the king and queen have had a little bit of a falling out.
Oh, really? What happened?
Well, we are not sure at this time, but rumors on the street are that the Queen Vashti, has been dismissed from her duties as Queen of Persia.
Really? So Queen Vashti is not queen anymore?
That seems to be what we are hearing, Amalia. We are not 100% sure what happened.
Not even a tiny clue?
Well, we have not confirmed this yet, but we did hear that the Queen did something that really bothered the King, so she has been sent away.
Wow, I see. So what is happening now? Is there something going on?
Well, we are still here waiting to see if the palace guard or someone will be issuing an official press conference. But the word on the street is circulating already that the king is already planning to search for a new queen.
A new queen? Really? Where is he going to find a new queen?
We are not sure, Amalia, but my anonymous sources inside the palace have indicated that the king is interested in finding his next queen from somewhere in our entire kingdom here.
So not just from the local royal family?
Correct, Amalia. Rumor has it that he plans to look far and wide for his next wife. That he's even planning to possibly interview hundreds of ladies to see if he can find the right one.
Wow, thank you, Zebedee. That is quite a development in the story.
It sure is, Amalia. But as I said, these details have not been fully confirmed yet. But my source on the inside has secretly told me that this appears to be the direction the king is going with this next queen.
His search for a new queen.
Yep, that's it. It's the search for a new queen from somewhere here in the kingdom of Persia.
That is really amazing.
What's even more amazing is that one of the other details from my source on the inside, that this process of searching for a new queen will last over 1 year.
Over a year? Well, this is quite a search then. Why so long?
Apparently, the ladies will be asked to spend 1 year here in the palace preparing to go before the king.
Amazing. Truly amazing.
That's right, Amalia. New clothes, perfumes, oils, you name it. And of course, as soon as we have more information about this developing story, we will continue reporting.
Zebedee, thank you for your excellent reporting. We look forward to your continued reporting on this developing Bible story. This is Amaria reporting from KBZ News. We'll see you next time.
So were you able to find out why the floor is all wet?
Not quite yet, boss. We decided to have the water tested first for clues.
Oh, tested? Oh, I don't know that we needed to know every little detail about the water.
Don't worry, boss. We already sent it to the lab. We'll have the results soon.
Oh, I see. I guess we'll find out soon enough.
Do your kids love to read? Well, I love to write. And of course, I love to write stories about Jesus. I'd like to give you a free copy so you can check one of them out. It's from our Bible Time Adventure series, Firewalkers, the story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. But of course, the story is told from the point of view of a couple of kids that were there and saw the whole thing. Whoa, what an adventure. To get your free copy, please go to our website at kidsbiblezone.com and click on Free Book Offer.
Hello everyone, I'm Roz and this is Naz, and we're so happy to see you again.
Absolutely 100% for sure. We just love this part of the show because it involves reading and memorizing tiny pieces of the Bible, God's Word.
Yeah! And the very cool part is that we look all over the world for the hidden Bible verse scroll.
Yep, and as you can see today, we found it here at one of the most famous buildings in Europe. This is the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Yeah, in the city of Pisa, Italy.
Right, and your eyes are not tricking you. This tower is really leaning. When they started building it, it started to lean. So they stopped for a while and tried to fix the problem, but then they started building again and it kept leaning.
Yeah, it turns out they didn't really fix the problem, so it continued to lean.
Yeah, and now it's world famous.
Yeah, and everyone comes to see it.
Kind of like our verse today, like a shining light for everyone to see.
Yeah, let's memorize it. Hey kids, Naz will say it first, then you and I repeat. Here we go.
Let your light shine before others,
Let your light shine before others,
that they may see your good deeds
that they may see your good deeds
and glorify your Father in heaven.
and glorify your Father in heaven.
Matthew 5:16.
Matthew 5:16. Awesome! That's what I want to do. Be a light, shining God's goodness for everyone to see.
Yeah, it's an awesome way to glorify God in heaven. Well, kids, we're off to find the next hidden Bible verse scroll. We'll see you next time.
Bye!
Well, right now I am in Jamaica. And as you can see, there's a beautiful beach here behind me. I'm literally standing in the sand, right with the water lapping. And it's a beautiful spot, but this is not what I actually came to show you. I'll show you that in a few minutes after we talk about our Bible story for today, which is an interesting one of my favorites. It takes place in Persia, and it's about a king called Xerxes who was looking for a queen. He wanted a new queen. And so the story picks up about this young lady called Esther. And she was an orphan, but her cousin who wanted to take care of her took her in. His name was Mordecai. And Mordecai took care of her and brought her up. Now, at one point in the story, we find out that the king is looking for a queen. And Mordecai is like, whoa, this is a great opportunity because Esther is the sweetest person. She's the nicest person. She's super beautiful. Maybe the king would like to pick Esther to be his queen. So he told Esther about this opportunity. He got her ready to go before the king. Of course, he reminded her first to remember to never tell anyone and to keep a secret that she was a Jew. Because in a lot of these places, the Jewish people were not appreciated. So, for 1 year, she went to the king's palace with a whole bunch of other young ladies to prepare themselves to fix their skin and you know, all sorts of perfumes and their hair. And you know, they would make them special clothes and special shoes and it was, you know, special foods. They kind of prepared them, and finally a year later is when she actually went before King Xerxes. And you know what? Cousin Mordecai called it. He just thought Esther was amazing, and he selected her to be his queen, and he put a crown on her head. And now she was part of the royal family. Wow, that is so cool. What an important job she had now. And it would be a job that comes with a lot of influence because a lot of people would be looking at her and seeing what she does and what she says. And even though our story for today finishes right there, what's coming up next will help us see why it is so important to give our lives to God so that He can use our lives in however He needs to help and to serve and to influence others for God, which really is what our special phrase is today. God can use my life to influence others for God. I hope God will use each one of us to do the same thing wherever we are. All right, so I wanted to show you what I'm doing here because it literally has exactly to do with our special phrase and what we're trying to learn about today. So I'm going to take off from this little beach and I'm going to go up ahead just a little ways to show you what I'm talking about. Come on, let's go. Well, right now I am in Jamaica and I'm at this event with about 10 or 12,000 young people. And they've gathered here from about 30 different countries for this 5-day event. And it is really cool, and I really appreciated the invitation to be here because they asked me to speak every single morning and every single evening, a little segment to talk about God's creation, which happens to be one of my favorite topics to talk about, where I get to tell the kids and show them evidence and little stories and proofs about God, the Creator, and how much He loves us and how Jesus died for our sins. So it is a privilege for me to be here, and it kind of reminds me of our lesson today, which talks about how one of my favorite things to do is to use my time and energy and my life and my creativity to teach others about God. That is the most important thing for me. And I hope you will also decide to make that something that's really important, that you can share God with everyone that you run into. Well, we should probably go now and see what Dusty and Feather are up to.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it doesn't matter if you're tall or short or somewhere in between. We're just glad you're here. Welcome to the Dusty and Feather Show!
Hello and hello to everyone!
Greetings and salutations to all. We're so glad to see you again. My name is Feather, and this is Dusty, and of course, this is our awesome show.
Yes, and of course our show would not be so awesome if we didn't have some super awesome kids to do shout-outs to.
You are absolutely right, Dusty. We just love this part of the show where we get to say hello to some of you watching from all over the world.
Yeah, and today they are from all over the world.
Yes, very true. So let's get going. Our first shout out today goes to Caden R in Colorado Springs, Colorado.
Hello to you, Caden. He's super good with the dirt bike riding, Feather.
Really, that's pretty cool.
All right, our next shout out goes to Joshua in Pretoria, South Africa. Greetings and happy shout-outs to you so far away.
Wonderful. Of course, we have one more shout out, and it goes to our super cool sibling combination, Haley and Gavin K in Parkland, Florida.
Oh boy, that's so awesome. We just love you guys, and we're so glad you are watching.
Indeed we are. Kids, we'd like to give you a shout out too here on the show, so just go to our website at kidsbiblezone.com and fill out the shout out form so that we can give you a shout out here on the show.
Yeah, I can't wait to shout out hello to you too.
Well, we should probably move on now, Dusty, because it's time to play our game, Who Am I?
I just love this game, and I just love seeing how well the kids do each time with the show.
Yes, indeedy. Of course, if you're not familiar with the show, we are about to give you 3 clues to a Bible character that Dusty and I are thinking of.
Yeah, and your job is to try to guess who it is in the least amount of clues as possible, even if it's super hard like today.
Super hard? Well, how do you know?
Oh, I already peeked, Feather. Remember earlier how we thought some of these were too easy, and that today maybe we should give them a hard one?
Well, yeah, so that's today, huh? Right, yeah, okay. So kids, we still believe in you, and here is the first clue. I was hidden in the temple for 7 years.
Ooh, I love to play hide and seek.
Not quite hide and seek, but okay, let's keep going. Our next clue is, I was appointed to be king when I was just a kid.
Oh boy, Feather, I thought this was going to be a hard one. I bet you the kids already know this. These are good clues too.
Too good? Isn't it that good if they're too good?
I suppose it's good if they're too good to be pretty good.
Good, because I have the last clue, which is, I decided to renovate the temple that had become run down.
Ooh, good clue, Feather, good one. I have a funny feeling that a lot of kids might know who you're talking about.
That is a possibility. Let's find out. Are you kids ready? The answer is Joash.
Awesome! Good work, everyone. That was fun, Feather. The kids are so smart, and they know their Bibles really well.
Yes, they do. Which means it's now time to go see today's creature. Come on, let's go.
Okay. It's the giant clam.
Cool. So exactly how giant are they, Dusty?
Oh, quite giant, Feather. The big ones, over 4 feet across.
Wow, well, that is a very big clam, Dusty. Amazing.
Oh, and Feather, they can also live to be pretty old, too.
Really? Like how old?
Oh, Feather, they can live up to 100 years old, like Grandpa Giant Clams.
Wow, 100. That's amazing.
Oh, do you know what else is amazing, Feather?
What's that?
They can also weigh up to 500 pounds, and once they attach themselves to a coral reef, it will stay there for the rest of its life.
Oh, wow, so they just sit in the same spot for 100 years? That's impressive. Wow, Dusty, I'm really amazed by your knowledge of giant clams.
Thank you, Feather. I try. The other day I was calculating how many nachos I could eat in 100 years.
You were counting that?
Yep, I had to estimate a little, but we are talking about hundreds of pounds of nachos. And of course, everyone loves nachos.
Oh, well, you're right. We think they do anyways. Sadly, though, folks, it is time for us to head out. So thank you for being with us here on the show. We'll see you next time.
Bye!
Hey, boss, we got the results back from the lab about the water.
Oh, really? What did they say about the water?
Yeah, boss, they said it was seawater. Very salty stuff.
Oh, seawater?
Yeah, boss. Apparently, Dusty and Feather had a giant clam in their dressing room earlier.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching. I hope you're being blessed. If you want to help us be able to bless even millions of more kids, we would love to partner with you because our show is a completely viewer-supported show. That means we can't do this unless folks like you step forward and say, I want to help them reach millions of kids. If you feel like God is calling you to do this, then please go to our website at kidsbiblezone.com and click on support. Thank you.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Break It Down with Bob and Enzo, where we seamlessly break down the action in today's Bible story. I'm Bob, and this is Enzo.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Bob. As always, I'm very excited to be here on the show and so happy with all the viewers joining us today.
You said it, and I just know they must be super excited that our Bible story today was about Esther.
Oh, I'm sure, Bob. She was just an amazing lady, and it's really amazing that all this happened to an orphan girl.
Very true, Enzo. Sometimes we think that amazing things only happen to certain people, but it can happen to anyone.
Yeah, Bob. Every one of the kids watching this show right now can go and do amazing things for God, too.
That's right, Enzo. Of course, there are some pretty cool things that we can learn from Esther, so we can also do amazing things for God.
I sure want to do amazing things for God, Bob.
Yes, can you imagine if all the kids watching decided to do amazing things for God, too?
That would be amazing, Bob, and I'm sure a lot of them are already trying.
You are right about that, Enzo. Well, it looks like we have a caller on the line. Hello, welcome to Break It Down. You are on the air.
Hello, I was wondering. The Bible says Mordecai didn't want anyone to know Esther was Jewish. Why is that?
All right, thank you, caller. Great question.
Very great question, Bob, and that's true. That is one of the main parts of her story, that she was a Jew, but Mordecai kept telling her over and over to make sure she kept it a secret.
Right. Apparently some people in Persia didn't like Jews, so he was probably very interested in protecting his cousin Esther.
Yeah, that's true. I suppose since so many Jews had been brought there as slaves not long before, he thought not letting anyone know might be better, Bob. People do get flustered easily about all kinds of things.
They sure do. Of course, it must have been pretty nice to be pampered in the king's palace for a year. That sounds amazing and kind of nice.
Yeah, Bob. Non-stop beauty treatments and perfumes and new clothes and new shoes. Wow, what a life.
That's true, Enzo. It still must have made her sad because she probably didn't get to talk to Mordecai very much in order to keep up the secret that she was a Jew.
True, Bob. But the good thing is, since it seems like she was super nice, I'm sure she made friends in the palace pretty easily.
Right, starting with the king's helper, Haggai, who was in charge of all this wonderful treatment for a year.
That's right, Bob. They sure spent a lot of effort to make her beautiful for the king. But I think Haggai noticed something bigger.
Ooh, this sounds interesting, Enzo. What are you thinking?
I think what really made Esther stand out was that she was also beautiful on the inside, Bob.
Wow, you know what, Enzo? I think you're totally right. Way too often we tend to judge people from the outside only, but the real way to discover an amazing person is by looking on the inside.
I have to totally agree. And Haggai noticed that Esther was all around pretty amazing, and the king, who must have been a pretty smart guy, surely noticed that there was just something super awesome and special about her, Bob.
So true, Enzo, so true, which is why we should always look for beauty on the inside first. What's the point if somebody looks great, but then they are a rotten person?
Yeah, Bob. Not going to have too many friends.
You're absolutely right, Enzo. Alrighty, it looks like we have another caller on the line. Hello, welcome to Break It Down. You are on the air.
Hello, I want to order some Indian food. Can you make it very spicy?
Sorry, sir. I think you have the wrong number, which means our time is up. Thank you for being with us here on Break It Down. We'll see you next time.
All right. Thank you very much, Bob and Enzo, for breaking it down for us. Of course, now it is time for us to go to our game show. Of course, I am about to ask you 5 whole questions about stuff that we've talked about in today's episode. And of course, if you know the answer, I hope you shout it out as loud as you can to make sure that everyone around you knows that you know your stuff. You have been paying attention. Okay, are you ready? Here we go with question number 1. What's the name of that king who selected Esther? That's right, King Xerxes. Cool name. All right, let's keep going to question number 2. For how long was Esther in the palace receiving all those beauty treatments? That's right, for a year. Wow, cool. All right, let's check out question number 3. True or false? Esther was Mordecai's niece. That's right, false. They were cousins. Oh, all right, let's check out question number 4. What topic was I talking about to all those kids in Jamaica about? That's right, creation. Alrighty, let's check out question number 5. Up to how many years can giant clams live? That's right, 100. Whoa, Grandpa. All right, good job, everyone. I'm sure you did super well. Of course, now it's time to check out the brain teaser. What was the answer? I will, of course, review, sent to us, of course, by Luke. And, of course, I will read it one more time. Here we go. What is gray, but sometimes white? What is there, but sometimes not? The answer? A cloud. All right, good job. Gray, but sometimes white. There, but sometimes not. Oh, yeah, that's a cloud. All right, thank you so much, Luke, for sending that in. Of course, I hope you have some brain teasers that you'd also like to share on the show, because we would like to get them. And in order to send them in, you need to go to our website at kidsbiblezone.com, and you'll see the form right there for you to send them in. Send them in, because we need them. Thank you for sending those in. All right, it's now time to check out today's What's It? What was that thing that we saw? Last time we were together, of course, I showed you a photograph of something in nature, super zoomed in. Of course, something that God made. Were you able to figure it out? Of course, I'll give you one last chance to see it. Here it is. Okay, yes, I remember. What could that be? Alrighty, it's time to reveal the answer. That is a close-up of a dandelion. Yeah, those flowers that grow in the yard all summer long. Yep, dandelion. Ooh, did you get it? That was hard. All right, let's check out the next What's It. Are you ready? Here it is. Ooh, whoa. Alrighty, what could that be? Of course, you have until the next episode to see if you can figure out what that could be. Of course, next up, it is time for us to sum it up. All right. In our episode today, we've talked about two things that I want to make sure that you remember. And the first thing is our memory verse. That's right. We should repeat it together. Are you ready? Here we go. Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. Matthew 5:16. Ooh, whoa, that sounds cool. I want to be a light for God. Cool. All right, and the second important thing that we want to remember is our special phrase. That's right. Let's also say that one together now. God can use my life to influence others for good. Ooh, awesome. I definitely want to do that. All right, well, it's time for us to wrap up our show together. And of course, we always finish with a word of prayer. Let's bow our heads. Dear Jesus, thank you for life and for giving us opportunities to reach out to the people all around us so they can also know about you. Help each one of us to find ways to let them know how amazing you are. We love you. In your wonderful name I pray. Amen. And now, as we finish up our episode together, let's be amazed at our Creator God. We'll see you next time.